Going to the gym can be discouraging, especially if you're putting in the work but barely seeing changes. But with Tonal, you can actually see your progress with every workout. Tonal provides the convenience of a full gym and the expertise of a personal trainer anytime at home with one sleek system. Designed to reduce your mental load, Tonal is the ultimate strength training system, helping you focus less on workout planning and more on getting results. No more second-guessing your technique. Tonal gives you real-time coaching cues to dial in your form and help you lift safely and effectively. After a quick assessment, Tonal sets the optimal weight for every move and adjusts in 1-pound increments as you get stronger, so you're always challenged. Tonal lets you choose from a variety of expert-led workouts, from strength to aero hit to yoga and mobility, to keep you coming back for more. For a limited time, go to Tonal.com to get $500 off your Tonal purchase, plus a free 4-year warranty. That's Tonal.com for $500 off, plus a free 4-year warranty. Tonal.com.
Good day and welcome to Predators Proclivity, where we look at data from the season for the Nashville Predators and make comments upon it. I'm your host, Preston Proctor. Hey, yeah, we've got the Stanley Cup Finals. The finals. Deja vu all over again. So Florida and Edmonton. And Edmonton this year has the home ice. Don't know that that's going to matter too much, but it's been kind of weird. Okay, well, anyway, so let's instead of just kind of blathering away here, let's get into it. What do you say? So yeah, the Predators are not, for those of you not paying close attention, are not in the playoffs. Didn't even make the first round. But their AHL affiliate, the Milwaukee Admirals, did make it to the divisional finals in the AHL. Helped a lot by Predators. Kiefer Bellows was really instrumental. Mark Del Gaizo got called out for being really important. And what's his name? Another guy, name, of course, I get it. Start recording and I can't remember anybody's name, but yeah, a couple of the Predators were very instrumental. They did get to the divisional finals. They lost to the Texas Stars in 5. It was a 5-game series, so they went 3-2. They lost the first game, then won the second, lost the third, won the fourth, overtime. So, alternated wins. Texas got the best of them. The Texas Stars, presume they're the Dallas Stars affiliate. The Texas Stars play out of Austin. The real surprise here, the Charlotte Checkers, they had this is the AHL update. Charlotte Checkers are 3-0 on the Laval Rocket. That's a 7-game series, so it's not over yet, but they went 3-0 on the Hershey Bears and the 3-2 on the Providence Bruins. So and I think they got a first-round bye. So the Charlotte Checkers, the team looking to beat. In the other finals, we've got Abbotsford Canucks versus the Texas Stars. And Abbotsford is up 2-1. Again, that's a 7-game series, and then the winner of those two will go on and play in the Calder Cup Finals. So that's, unfortunately, the Admirals, didn't quite make it the whole way, but they did play well. So gotta hand it to that. But now that the Admirals are no longer in competition, the Atlanta Gladiators, out. The Gladiators, I don't think even made their ECHL team, didn't even make the playoffs. I do not believe. So maybe we'll see a little bit more activity on the Predators with their unrestricted free agents, maybe some of the restricted free agents too. Zvechkov. Fedor Zvechkov, also really instrumental for the Admirals. I'll get it right here in a minute. And the season being over, and just looking at here on Puckpedia, the season being over, we find out that Roman Josi had a concussion, which is why he wasn't in. Everybody's injuries are still injuries. There's no reason to update that. I'm assuming they're probably not all still injured, but maybe they are. The Predators do have, 17? The current, 17.3 million available in the cap. The cap is going up for next year, so they'll have even more room. So the Predators don't have the most; they don't have the least. The least would be the Lightning right now. But yeah, kind of surprised. Kind of running through it again. Unrestricted free agents this year are the left wing Kiefer Bellows, left wing Jakub Vrana. I saw his name a couple of times with the Admirals. Vrana, I believe we got. Oh, didn't we sign him? We did sign him. Didn't we sign him? I guess not. Jakub Vrana, I think got him from Vegas, I believe. And then those two did play with the Predators, another unrestricted free agent that we didn't see. He came up a few times, must have been on the practice squad, but defenseman Mark Friedman, the other unrestricted free agent this year. And then we get the unrestricted free agents Group 6 for this year, 2025, which is where defenseman Mark Del Gaizo is at, along with left wing Grigory Denisenko. Both of those did play some with the Predators, and then defenseman Jake Livingstone. Mr. Livingstone, I presume. Let's see, all of those currently at $775 league minimum contracts. So, again, with 17 mil in cap space, and no real big salaries to pay out. Restricted free agents, the biggest name there is Luke Evangelista. He's a restricted free agent at the end of this year, $797K. So, just under $800K with him. And I guess Andrej Pavel, $870K. And then Jesse Ylonen, $775. All of those we did see in the Preds lineup, especially Luke Evangelista. I mean, I guess that's the biggest surprise for me, is because he wasn't playing with Milwaukee. He's a restricted free agent and a good player. And so I'm a little surprised there hasn't been anything, any signings. I mean, the Preds have plenty of room. I don't know if Evangelista's looking around, wants a big contract or whatnot, but he's a restricted free agent, making just under $800K. We also have Jordan Frasca. I just wonder sometimes. Jordan Frasca, $859,167. $859,167 is that we're paying him. And then defenseman Luke Prokop, $793,333. Anyway, so those are your restricted free agents and unrestricted free agents this year. Again, no big names. All the big names are signed. I think maybe next year you might have, let's see, next year, 26, 27, unrestricted free agent Michael Bunting, Colton Sissons, Cole Smith, Michael McCarron will be unrestricted free agent at the end of next year. Zvechkov and Leroux will be restricted free agents at the end of next year. We also have Jeremy Lauzon, unrestricted, Jordan Osterley, Andreas England, Nick Blankenberg. All of those are unrestricted free agents next year. Justin Barron will be a restricted free agent. We're going to have a lot of people to, I guess Justice Noonan is a restricted free agent next year, and then unrestricted the following. Excuse me. So yeah, next year, the Preds will have a little bit more of, spend a lot more time in negotiations. Lauzon making $2 million, number of the rest of them league minimum. So, again, the Preds have plenty of cap room. Michael Bunting, looks like maybe he might be the unrestricted free agent next year with the biggest contract, $4.5 million. And then Colton Sissons. So next year they might have a little bit more of an issue, but not this year. Again, they've got $17 million in cap space with the cap going up, and and just about everybody's league minimum. I mean, maybe a bonus here and there, but hard to see where they'll go. I guess let's take a look down further with players that on Puckpedia they're called non-roster, but I think they're playing with other teams. They've got that's where Kiefer Bellows and Grigory Desinko is listed. But next year they'll have a few more in those particular groups. But again, nobody this year that is making nobody's over $1 million this year on the restricted or unrestricted free agents. So don't see, and they're already taking a cap hit. So it would not increase their how much room they have on the cap, or decrease how much room they have on the cap by a lot by signing them. But who knows what the Preds are thinking about doing. But yeah, just a little surprised none of that's happened yet. So anyway, that's the American Hockey League, and that's your unrestricted free agents. All right. Well, so the Stanley Cup Finals. So let's take the conference finals. Boy, did I get that right. I am telling you, I was burning up. Carolina in 7. Wow. And then Dallas in 6. As I remember, I did say I thought it looked like Edmonton in 6, but I kind of felt like it was going to be Dallas in 6, and it was Edmonton in 5. I don't give myself credit for that because I didn't call it. Obviously, Carolina in 7, just completely bonkers. Went ahead and took a look at the different games. Looks like neither of Florida or Edmonton gave up a lot of goals. Edmonton gave up 10, 11, but one was an empty net goal. You know how I like those. And then, so we'll call it 11 over the course of 5 games. They only lost 1, and so of course the empty net. But they gave up 6 goals in the game that they lost. So the games that they won, 4 games, they gave up 5 goals. 5 goals. So not a lot. Only 1 in the third period. Only 1 in the third period, except in the game that they lost. They gave up 5, one of those being an empty net. Now, Edmonton scored 22. They did get 2 empty net goals in the fourth game that they won 4-1. So they were up 2-1. Dallas pulled their goaltender. They scored, pulled him again, scored again. And, in the final game that they won 6-3, the last one was an empty net goal. But Edmonton's scoring was pretty even, 8-7 and 7. I guess if you take out the empty net goals, 8-7 and 4. So not scoring a lot in the third period. In the regular season, they are, if I remember correctly, trying to find my notes here. The second period is kind of where Edmonton made hay in the regular season. They scored 102 goals, which was first in the league in the second period, but didn't, I believe the other series, they were primarily scoring in the third. Here, they're pretty even in the first and second, which in the regular season, they were 18th in scoring in the first and 29th in the third. So, I know at least against LA, they were just pulling everything out in the third period. It was kind of it was good for them. I don't know. I don't really dislike Edmonton. I guess get tired of the Connor McDavid constant parade. I mean, just so much press. The NHL just wants to talk about him, and it's, Jiminy Cricket. He's not the only guy out there, but we get to hear a lot about him, and it just annoys me. It's not his fault, but that's I just got to get tired of Edmonton because of that. As far as Florida. Florida, in their loss, gave up 3 goals, 1 in the second and 2 in the third. 1 was an empty net. So, didn't give up a lot of goals, just didn't score. Just didn't score in that game. So, and that was at home. They did pretty good winning on the road. Carolina, one of the best teams at home, so that was really surprising. Carolina, not a good road team during the regular season. So them losing on the road. Of course, they made mincemeat of the first two. I think all of their series went 5 games. They just really turned it on. They got Anderson back, and I guess he played against Florida, but that wasn't enough. Florida did wind up scoring 21 goals. They only got 1 empty net goal, and that was in the last game that they scored 5 goals in the third period. That's, or 2 goals in the third period, 5 goals total. They won the game 5-3, so they were up 4-3, got the empty net goal. So that one was still kind of a contest. I don't have anything against Florida. I definitely prefer Carolina. My family, my dad used to live in Raleigh. Both of my brothers went to NC State. Kind of pull for Carolina. Good to see them win. No reason not to pull for Carolina. No reason not to pull for Florida. They're the they're the current Stanley Cup champions. We got that maybe true for a week or 2 more. Not giving anything away, but what do I know? For at least the next 2 weeks, they're the current Stanley Cup champions. Now, I think I read something, and I forget the teams. I believe Pittsburgh was one of them, but they said this was the first time the same 2 teams met in consecutive years since 2008, 2009. And I believe Pittsburgh was one of the teams, and one of the teams won in one year and the other team won the next. So that wouldn't be my preferred result here. But again, for Florida, looking at Florida, they 10 goals in the third period. So they scored 6 in the first, 5 in the second, and 10 in the third. So they were definitely scoring more in the third period, which also was not their forte in the regular season. They were 28th. Edmonton 29th, but they both had 76 goals. So however they rank them, I guess they don't share rankings in the NHL stats page. But yeah, so not really showing what they did in the regular season. And the playoffs, this was true going into the conference finals. I didn't update my data because it gets a little screwy since they play more games than everybody else. And I'm like, well, what difference will it make? But the Panthers were first in the league in scoring in the second period. Now, I did average that out, and it becomes third by games. So, but still one of the better ones. And Edmonton first in goals per game in the third period in the playoffs. So they coming into the conference finals, Edmonton was one of the better teams in the third period, and just not against Dallas. They won 4 games, but they won it before they got to the third period. So, definitely even scoring for them in the first and the second. The one note that I did see when I was looking up the stats, Edmonton has not been a very good penalty kill team here in the playoffs. On the penalty kill of the 16 playoff teams, they're 14th. Now, granted, they've more opportunity, right? But 66%, which is not very good. But 16 goals on 47 opportunities. So that's remarkable. So they have not been very good. Florida, the top team, 87.9% on the penalty kill. So they've given up 7 on 58. Florida's played 17 games. Edmonton's played 16. So very, very close. So 47 opportunities to 58. So Florida has taken more penalties. They had 1 more game, but 11 more penalties over 17 games than Edmonton, but only given up 7 goals in the course of all of that. So that's a little bit of a weakness there for Edmonton, apparently. As far as the power play goes, Edmonton is 4th in the playoffs at 30%. That's astounding. 12 on 47. So they 12 on 40 over 16 games. So they're fairly even, giving up a couple of more penalties than they're getting, but fairly even, but 12 goals on 40 opportunities. Florida, 23%. That's more kind of more normal. 13 goals on 56 attempts. So 56, 57. So both of these teams are getting about as many penalties as they're giving. So I don't know that we should necessarily look for one team to get the advantage there. I don't believe the NHL will want to put the thumb on the scale in the finals. They did not last year. They did a little bit in the season, and then they definitely did in the playoffs. But when it came to the finals last year, they didn't. And I don't think they're going to do it this year. But I don't trust the NHL not to do it because they've not in the finals, but they pick winners and losers. And, that's, they think that's good for the game. And I don't care for it, but yeah, so that's kind of the breakdown. Those were the only stats I found that were kind of, telling, a little bit, in the playoffs, so, I thought that was really interesting. On the power play, Edmonton, Florida, fairly near the top. Edmonton definitely, they scored 12 goals on power plays, and Florida's scored 13, and on 16 more opportunities, 1 additional game, but still, decently close, but definitely a divide on their penalty kill. So if Florida is going to make a statement, they will, their power play will definitely give them the opportunity to do that. As far as goals against, both teams in the regular season were pretty good. The Again, Edmonton in the regular season, the first period was their weakness. They were 7th in the league in giving up goals in the first period, giving up 80. Florida, middle of the league at 16th, giving up 70. So 10 additional for Edmonton puts them up in the 7th, which I guess is all in all, 10 goals, I guess is not a lot over the course of a season, right? 82 games. But yeah, Edmonton at 80 goals in the first period, and historically the first period doesn't score as many goals as the second and third, but about a goal a game is what they did in the regular season. Not so much in the playoffs, although they're going into the conference finals. They had given up 12 goals in the first period. But Florida had given up 10. Florida played more games though. So on a per game basis, Edmonton was 3rd in the league in giving up goals in the first and 5th in the second. But not against Dallas. Not against Dallas, that's for sure. They definitely stiffened up in the first and second period. And if I scroll down here to I guess I got rid of that. Oh no, there it is. Dallas goals 4. Pretty good in the second period. So. In the regular season, goals against, Dallas was 1st. That's in the playoffs. They were giving up a lot of goals in the first. In the regular season, goals against, Dallas was stingy. 27th in the league. So Edmonton found a way against Dallas. And... I kind of feel like this is going to be a pretty decently scoring series, and what have been predicted so well. But yeah, I am just I wanted to. I kept looking at the numbers and I said, well, okay, look, it's going to be Florida in 6. That's what I believe. If there's no hanky panky, and I'm not convinced there's not going to be hanky panky. And Florida in 6, but they went 7 games last year, and they started out in Florida. So Florida had home ice last year. Edmonton has home ice this year. The format is 2-2-1-1-1. Right? So that's right. Sunrise, Florida to Edmonton, Alberta. Ooh, boy, that's a long flight. But I think Florida in 6, that's what I'm going to guess. That's what I'm going to pick. Edmonton winning doesn't mean that the NHL, put their thumb on the trigger, thumb on the scale. It doesn't mean that they necessarily did that, but I'll have to look at the stats and stuff and see, how things go, and in order to believe that they justifiably won. You won't see any star next to it in the NHL record books, except to say, hey, look, Connor McDavid won the Stanley Cup. Not sure what team he played for, but hey, sure he'll get the Conn Smythe just like he did last year. One of the few times that the Conn Smythe trophy won by somebody on the team that lost. But they had to give it to Connor McDavid. Can't not give an award, multiple awards to Connor McDavid. They just love him so much. But anyway, that's my prediction. Florida in 6. I've been so good at predicting. I did okay to start with. The first 2 rounds, I was 75%, but it's tough being 75% when there's only 2 games, right? 2 series. You're either 0, 50, or 100. And yeah, but there's a 0 in all of those, right? All right. Hey, well, Stanley Cup starts this Wednesday on June 4th. Starts on the 4th in Edmonton. They'll play 2 games up there, and then move down to Sunrise, Florida. Let's see. Look at the schedule. 4, 6, 9. They're going to skip the weekend. So they're going to play on Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Friday. So I guess it looks like they're given, well, let's see, there's 3 days between Edmonton and Florida, and then they give them another 3 days, and then 2 days when they go back to Edmonton, 3 days, 3 days. I'm not sure why, but it looks like there's going to be like just about every 3 days. There's 2 2-day gaps in there, the first 2 games in Edmonton, and then when they go back to Edmonton, I guess they wanted to play on the weekend. I don't blame them. I'm not sure why they're skipping that first weekend, but that's what they're doing. Looks like it's on TNT. So unlike NASCAR, they're not showing their premier things on streaming, a pay-for streaming service. Anyhow, but it's not NASCAR update. It is the Predators' proclivity, but the Predators are not in it. Anyway, so so hopefully it'll be a good matchup, have some fun games, and thanks for listening. I am Preston Proctor. You've been listening to Predators' Proclivity.